Yeah, I was, and I jumped the gun and ran to Twitter before they came out with a release. So that tells you how excited I was to be back.
How tough was it in Boston? I mean, you were kind of struggling. Your team were celebrating. Was that a little bit of a letdown? I mean,
No, it made it even better. Just that I was able to contribute, and they were, everybody was worried about me and checking on me, so I was all right.
what have the last few days been like? I know you got to go through that protocol step by step.
Yeah, it's tough, man. Just being in your dark room for days on days was kind of tough, but got through it, passed the test, and just happy to be back on the floor.
You were pretty confident you were going to play.
Yeah, it wasn't. When they diagnosed it, it was real mild. Even though I was feeling a little out of it, I knew after a couple of days I'd be back, so I wasn't really stressed out about being able to make the first playoff game.
Yeah, when you drive into the arena now, there's playoff banners hanging up on the
arena
and stuff like. How cool of a moment is that to experience? How much does this playoff experience mean to you?
To me personally, it means a lot just because of where we were, myself separately, but where we were as a team last year, and just the how we've come about, taking strides as a team, and just really coming together and figuring out what it takes to win in this league, and we feel like we figured it out, and just want to continue to play that way into the playoffs.
Support from the fans and what they've meant for you throughout this playoff run?
Oh, they've been fantastic. Just staying consistent, man. Orlando's core fans have been consistent throughout this entire organization's ups and downs, and just to be able to get back to the playoffs and see really what it means to everybody, and just Twitter's going crazy. All the fans on there just super excited for us, and I think it's great for them.
When did you really just start to feel normal again? Say again? You sort of touched on it, but when did you start to feel normal again? You start to feel like you're pretty confident you'd be okay?
I would say around 2-3 days ago, just getting to the doctor and having mild symptoms, but just knowing with some more rest and doing the proper things, I'll be all right.
Cliff has pointed out one of the reasons you guys have had success against Toronto this season. You're 2-2. AG's defense on Kawhi and your defense on Siakam. What have you done to try to keep him in check?
Oh man, he's tough, man. He just plays with a ton of energy. His ability to get downhill and get to the basket, and also knock down open shots. So just being aware of his strengths and trying to match his energy, and trying to stay in front as best I can.
You've seen this Raptors team 4 times as a group, but what do you learn from watching those games back as you get ready for this playoff series?
Just honestly, just how the small things that really matter, and that's kind of that's what playoff basketball is eliminating those small mistakes and trying your best to take away guys' strengths. And so yeah, it's this completely different brand of basketball once you get in the playoffs. And watching the game just shows it's the little things that counts as the win or loss, that goes into the win or loss.
Any of the vets you finally kind of accomplished that dream?
Yeah, it's a different feeling, that there's people done, there's teams in this league that are done already, and we're not one of those teams, so that's a different feeling. We have more basketball to be played, and it's just beautiful. It's beautiful. So it's definitely a new experience for myself. There's a couple of guys on this team that have playoff experience, but we know the energy is going to be there. We know we're going to come to compete, and this is exactly where we want to be.
You know you're going to be underdog, and you said it the other night, but the momentum you're carrying in, the confidence you're carrying in, how good does that make you feel going into this?
Yeah, we feel great, man. People are playing up to their capabilities. Everybody's coming together. Everybody's making each other better around them, and we're really confident on the defensive and offensive end.
Coach says you guys have a way to play. I mean, how comfortable does that make it for you going into kind of unfamiliar territory with the play?
Yeah, and that's what it comes down to. We just got to continue to execute, play the way that we've been playing for this last stretch that we've been playing so well, and just execute offensively and defensively through all the ups and downs of the game.
AJ, you say all the time that you want to hold these great guys, just try to hold them below their season average. You've done that with Kawhi. How have you been successful versus him?
Just making things difficult for him. Getting him away from what he wants to go initially. Trying to make him second guess. He uses counters and third move, and then just trying to keep him off the free throw line.
The challenge of every night you show up, you know you're going to get that best guy. What's that been like for you? I mean, you faced KD and LeBron and all those guys. I mean, every night.
Yeah, I mean, it's fun for me. I love the competition. I feel like people recognize that, and yeah, I'm glad it doesn't go unnoticed.
You guys have been in playoff mode really for so long now. How much does that help not put extra pressure on now that it's here for real?
Well, we just got to come out ready. We got to come out hungry, you know. So this is going to be an intense game. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs in the game. But, you know, we've been trying to play in a way that we're playing our best basketball down the stretch. So hopefully we come out and play our best basketball.
Having all those games that were almost, you know, must-wins in a sense to even get to this point, I mean, did that sort of help burn in a mindset that you guys feel like you're going to need here in a second?
We're going to have to fight. We're going to have to compete. We're going to have to play a sustainable way of playing.
Aaron, you're a guy who's talking about playoffs since you got here, like JD was saying, to drive into the arena, see playoff banners and stuff like that, you know, hanging up now and the excitement of the city. What does that mean to you to finally have that?
Yeah, it's just it's a lot of hard work, you know, and you know, a little bit of luck, and then a lot of the pieces are coming together. So it's a beautiful thing, and just gonna enjoy the moment.
You guys have seen the Raptors 4 times this year, and I'm sure you guys have watched those games over as you're preparing for them. But how much can you take away from those regular season games entering this series?
A lot, you know. You look over all those games. Obviously, this is a new series, new season, so you know, we got to be better now than we were when we played them last.
Aaron, you've said that with you, it's not about getting yourself up; it's about calming yourself down. What will your emotions be? I mean, knowing that you've got put 5 years into this, trying to get this franchise here, what will those emotions be like on Saturday?
I mean, I'm just gonna enjoy the moment, you know, just soak it all in with my teammates. Play the best of my abilities. I know the energy's gonna be there, so you don't gotta worry about that. And then, you know, just play hard, play smart, look to get wins.
What have DJ and maybe some of the guys, have they talked to you about what to expect or what you have to bring to a playoff series to be successful?
I mean, over the past 4 or 5 years, I've been talking to guys about what it means to be in the playoffs. It's just like a different type of atmosphere. And that's the biggest thing. Different game, everybody locks in. And then they talk about through a 7-game series, you know, you have to figure out ways to manufacture points.
Not just representing Orlando, but the state, because the Heat aren't in it. The governor called Alex this morning to say good luck. I mean, kind of cool that, you know, everybody's behind you guys.
Yeah, and that's what we're doing it for. You know, we're doing it for everybody that's ever watched the Magic, everybody that's ever loved the Magic, everybody that's ever seen it, all of Florida, you know, the whole organization. You know, it's not just us out there on the floor, it's everybody.
You've seen this support from even the slimmer times. What has it been like? Have you been impressed by the fans and how they've been showing up all years?
Yeah, they really believed in us, and you know, we're looking to come through even more. You know, we know we're not done yet. We have more to go, and so I know they're going to show up when we're back here, and that'll be crazy. So it'll be a good scene.
What have you noticed with J.I.? J.I.'s had good success on Siakam. I mean, Cliff pointed that out, what you've done against Kawhi and what J.I.'s done against Siakam.
Yeah, well, J.I. is just his defensive length, you know, is a problem for a guy like Siakam, who's also long. His athleticism, I think he's a smart defender as well, gets a lot of deflections. He's getting stronger too, and so he's going to be a really good defender, already is.
He didn't momentum, things like that?
Well, I mean, I guess you never know till you start, but certainly the one thing that's hard, you know, is this time of year is you don't want to be going 5 or 6 days without playing a game, you know. Guys are so used to playing every other day or every third day, and so that part is definitely, like, to me, is good.
J.I. out of the concussion protocol.
Yeah, he's good, cleared to play. He and Vooch both did everything today, so they're both good to go.
Did you see anything from him as far as sharpness?
No, they're both fine. Good to go. Yep, they're both fine.
What's your number one focus or message to the team going in? Is it about, you know, defending well?
Play our game. I mean, like, to me, that's again, like, you don't want to change. You know, you play well for a certain reason. What you're not going to do is reinvent yourself because it's playoff game. Play the way we played. play the way we've played this last 31 games. I mean, that's what we need to do. I mean, that's why you have a plan from the beginning of the year. Hopefully something that fits your team and fits into winning in the league. And, I mean, in 2 days, you certainly don't change anything.
How different are they with Gasol now versus, I know you saw him once.
I would say, well, watching it, their three-point shooting percentage has gone up, which they were good at anyway. So they have the 6th best three-point percentage in the NBA, and it's gone up since he got there. I mean, he's like Powell. I mean, he's super skilled, incredible IQ. He gives them more of a flash game than they had before, where, with that, it's like us with Vooch, like Vooch can roll, screen and roll and put pressure on the defense with the roll, or we can flash and use him as the playmaker, and that's what they do more with Gasol.
Obviously, Danny Green's a great shooter, a champion. How's he getting free against you guys?
Oh, man, the last game he was great, and he did it more in catch and shoot plays, just coming off staggers and pin down and raising up. I mean, he's second in the NBA in three-point percentage for the year, 45.5. He's big, he's smart, he's a really good competitor, obviously.
You have those 4 games of tape at various points of the season on the Raptors against you guys. How much stock do you put into those games? How much do you use that as a
basis? You can learn something from each of them. Obviously they're different, because they have Gasol now, so I think those help a little, but I mean, players don't change, so what their strengths are their strengths, so they were all good to watch.
What concerns you most about the whole series?
Well, I think the one thing that's critical is we can't turn the ball over. I mean, they're hard enough to defend if you get your defense set, but their deflection numbers are high, and when they steal the ball, they're first in the NBA, and they're fast break points per possession off steals. So if we're turning the ball over, which they're good at creating, then those are their best games.
You touched on it a little bit yesterday. What has AG done against Kawhi and J.I. against Siakam that they've had success?
They just played with good discipline, of trying to limit the, they're the kind of guys, both of them, they're so good. Their big nights are going to come always. The fast break points, the layups they get off cuts, the second chance points, and then how many free throws they set. So it's easier said than done, but trying to stay between them and the basket, limiting how much you foul, not biting on fakes, not giving them angles. And then again, it's the blockouts, it's the seconds. All guys that score a lot, their big nights come when they get those garbage points. The 2-3 layups of however they get it, cuts, second chance points, whatever it is. So you got to try to limit those.
When you look at the Raptors, one of the deeper teams in the league, what has their bench been able to do for them over the course of the season?
Well, when they bring people in, they don't lose a lot. As good as their starters are, I think for the last 2 or 3 years, it's been a huge plus for their team, and they've just got a lot of really good players, So I think during the regular season, where it helped them was they were able to withstand injuries, but now, they got a couple guys who are really good who might not even play much in this series. So, that's the big advantage.
Talk about the fan support in the city throughout this entire playoff run.
For us?
Yeah.
Oh, I think that our fans will be a huge part of this. I know that. Actually, I was texting last night with Richard, and he was talking about how much he loved the playoff games and what a big part our fans were for us. And I think it'll be just like Toronto's a louder place in the East as there is that arena, and their fans are a big part of their home success. And I think our fans will do the same for us.
Cliff, you've been around a lot of other places, but how impressed are you with the fan base here and how they've stuck with this team?
Oh, tremendous. No question. And I think that, our guys have got a feel for it these last, 6 or 7 home games. Our fans are great, and to me, the way it works is if we give them a good product, I know how supportive they'll be, and that's the way it should work. So I think we're on our way to doing that, but I do know they can help us a lot in this series.
I know it's one of the last things on your mind, but when you took the job in May, you said it was important to you to help this franchise get back to the postseason. How much pride do you take in what you've been able to do?
Good, but it'd be better if we could sit in a couple of weeks and say that was a great win in the series. So right now, I just, I want us to play well. I want us to be ready to start game one. I don't want us to ease into the series, and that's the biggest thing.
I know you said when you talk to these former players, they all think they're experts. Did Richard have any advice?
Oh, they all do. They all do. They're all good about it. I love Richard. Richard's the best. But of course they do. They have their opinions. Yeah. They all had their opinions when they were playing too. So that's the way listen, these guys have opinions too. That's the way the NBA works.
Does Richard think he can come back and maybe help you out in the playoff run?
Oh, I think they all do. Yeah, for sure.
How important are those maybe first 6 minutes of the first quarter? Being in that environment, kind of getting in.
I mean, you want to get off to a good start every game, but you're not going to. I mean, you're not going to. Every game's different. So, I mean, would I like for us to play from ahead? Absolutely.